thank y'all for coming down to the Capitol. I hope your day is as eventful as your parking was. Really appreciate what you do. I was happy to carry the squatter bill. We're going to continue to work on that, tweak that. My intent is to get people out of the house that day.
Yes.
Right now, we're having to give due process to the criminal, not the homeowner. From several months to hopefully 14 days. And then I worked on the squatter bill all summer. It's very difficult because of due process, but we're giving due process to the wrong people. So we're going to figure it out. It's just going to take a minute. And before I go through this process again, which is hard, if you get a bill through to become law, you've done something.
Yes, sir.
And we're very fortunate to get that done. I think it's made a big difference in our state. I was approached by some realtors. I went to show a house, and there was a squatter in the house. And then after that, I got approached by a friend of mine that had a squatter in his house. And then when I introduced this bill, I found out how big a problem that was, a nationwide problem. So anyway, I'm glad I got that taken care of. But I want to hear from y'all. What issues do y'all have on the horizon right now that need legislation?
Representative Seabaugh, we appreciate everything you do, first of all.
Yeah,
Good to see you. One thing we're excited about is House Bill 159 from Representative Clint Crow. It's going to help, it's proposed to help raise the Georgia Housing and Finance Authority bond rate from $3 million to $12 million. What that's going to do is help first-time home buyers. It's going to allow them to get the Georgia Dream, help first-time home buyers as well as our first responders and also caregivers. And we would really appreciate your support of getting that out of committee and then getting it through the House as well.
Yeah, so I have 5 in waiting, 5 children in waiting to buy their first home, so I'm right about that.
I mean, I think it'll make a huge difference in that. It'll goes from 3 million to 12 million. We've heard that there's been some conversation about reducing it from 12. We encourage it to come to 12.
That's not my case, but you got these kids moving back home with their parents for 3, 4, 5 years.
And their parents' rental home.
Yeah.
Not paying
For free.
Not paying fair market rent.
For free.
But they could eventually become squatters too. Good luck, y'all. I appreciate y'all being down here. It means a lot to us. Today's a really busy day, especially because we're going in session at 1. I've already presented a bill that passed committee, so that bill was to create an Office of Music for the state of Georgia. I think this is a great opportunity to capitalize on all the great musicians and the music industry that we have here. We have some great music business schools, but the kids graduate and they go to Nashville or LA or California to get a job. So we want to try to create some jobs here. There's a lot of industry here that you probably don't even know about because there's no coordinated effort to promote that and to bring everybody together. You got a kid graduating from Kennesaw State University that wants to work in the production world in the music industry, and there's no office that they can call and say, who has jobs available. So it's kind of what this will do. It'll create an Office of Music, and I think the investment that the state makes in that will pay itself back. Texas is creating like $36 billion in economic return on their investment for having an Office of Music. So Tennessee, as you know, Tennessee's really become the mecca for music, but the offshoot of what Tennessee's done, I have a son that lives there, but that's the wedding capital of the South right now, especially the bachelor and bachelorette parties in the South. All you gotta do is go up there and get on a pedal car. But I think it'll raise a lot of different industries by really capitalizing on what we're doing here with music. So very happy that passed committee. We'll see if it gets a vote on the House floor, and then we got to do it all again in the Senate. So, but that's a good bill.
I think one of my favorite quotes I've read in the last few days came from you. This has to do with the bill you have on the license plate. The ambulance and the hearse were kind of one and the same, but the license tag has remained the same, and you're now splitting them. And I believe your quote was, now you know if it's picking you up where you're going.
Yeah, so that's a good example. I mean, it's a license plate bill. And I'll just tell the story that up until probably the late '60s, you know, funeral homes provided ambulance service. So they pick you up at Hearst, take you to the hospital. Well, now we have very specialized vehicles to do that. But the license plate that's on the ambulance says Hearst/ambulance. So they said, would you mind taking that off? So I carried that bill all the way through the Senate last year, and it didn't get on the Senate for a floor vote. So I had to do it all. I have to do it all again this year. So, long story short, we got it through the House. But yeah, my quote was two very different vehicles, and when you get in one, you want to make sure you know where it's going. That was. We have fun down here. It's a lot of. It is a lot of work. Like I said, I enjoy opportunities to meet with y'all. Some people we don't get a chance to meet with, but y'all are always gracious in inviting us and coming down and telling us what's on your mind. If there's ever anything we can do, reach out to me if I'm your representative. And if I'm not, we'll get you in touch with the right person. But Cherokee has some great representatives too, and I'm very honored to grow up in Cobb County, go to Marietta City Schools. Now be able to give back a little bit to the community that was so good to me growing up. So it's an honor, and just thank y'all for having me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We truly appreciate that. Not all of them are able to make it, but you never miss the time that we're here, so we truly appreciate that.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I can do that. But y'all have fun today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.